Hello everybody, NMRE here, and this is a response to Gamesgoodmebad or Jim81jim or whatever he wants to be referred to. I recently subscribed to him because I really, thought he made some strong points and also got more of the more entertainment-based community, if you want to call it that, on YouTube. DCE, Darkness, Big Al, the others. More focused on the key issues of what the free thinking community of YouTube, Thunderfort.exodus, DJam, etc., are trying to, get across, and that is the issue of the vandalism of the origin of species to spread a dishonest word about Darwin and the theory of evolution, which creationists have been trying to do for a while now. I've probably made plenty of videos in the past or outlined my reasons quite clearly as to why I oppose this, but for those that don't know, I will just clarify it now. I see it as poisoning the well. It is poisoning the fountain of knowledge and undermining a key theory, a key part of science, which is well studied and explains so much about biology and the beautiful natural world around us. And I see it as a horrible thing to be dishonest about that and teach students who don't quite know any better yet that it is wrong, that it is incomplete, that it is it cannot be counted as a fact because it uses the word theory. All these dishonest claims that there is no evidence for it and that it's not scientific is complete rubbish, and to replace it with religion, which is an untestable and unknowable alternative that is not based on any physical evidence whatsoever, would be disastrous. Because think about it: if you're needing surgery, desperate surgery, would you rather have a trained surgeon who knows about brain surgery, or would you rather just sit there and praying for you to get better? I think you'd probably prefer to go to one of the surgeon. But anyway, moving on from my general reasons as to, being against creationism and fundamentalism, and this is something I want to clarify. I am against fundamentalism and creationism simply because they are undermining scientific concepts and trying to, poison the fountain of knowledge, as I said earlier. Regular Christians, as I have said many times before in my videos, such as KHF, Big Al, Learn, Lift or Die, DJam67, This Was Rick and Bozo, etc., I have no problem with those people because they may have religious faith, but they do not try to undermine and even fight for reason and scientific knowledge, which bases our knowledge in the world around us and does a lot for us in this modern world, and so much for our society. But the main point I have with disagreement with you is the bit about being an anti-theist. You claim that because this is a call to arms to anti-theism, that it is somehow justified. Make a face palm. I don't see how this is any sort of justification. Just because anti-theism is different to atheism, which is a default position of not believing in any deity or supernatural god of any sort, this does not excuse your actions. Why not, excuse the actions of the anti-evolutionists, as they call themselves, the creationists, because, you're doing the exact same thing. If you're going to be, using the exact same methods as to lying and smearing the Bible, because you disagree with it, then you're no better. Granted, the Bible is a completely different matter to the origin of species. It's a completely different book. It's written at a completely different time with a completely different culture, and says nothing about the science or world around it. And really, it's a poor moral guide overall. But that is not my point. My point is, just like rebranding creationism as intelligent design, renaming something does not give you the excuse to do the same action as those that you are opposing and consider yourselves justified because the motive is different, even though you're still doing the exact same thing. I am quite strongly opposed to anti-theism because I see anti-theism as antisocial and deconstructive of society. We as a human race are built off, looking after each other, looking after another, respecting one another, and just understanding, when people are a threat, and when people just have a difference in viewpoint to us. And again, this is the separation between regular Christians and the fundamentalists. And so I really don't see why religious tolerance overall is the problem of letting them get through. Because there is a difference between religious tolerance and just tolerating someone who has a different belief system than you, and opposing someone who is actually trying to be dishonest. If someone is trying to be dishonest and smear someone, or lie about someone or something to further their own goals, as opposed to standing up for truth, knowledge and reason, then that is an entirely valid point, to not show them respect, because they don't show respect to our point of view. I have respect for the regular Christians that I mentioned before, because they never shove down their beliefs down people's throats. They are open about their beliefs, and they will state that yes, they are Christians. However, they do not oppose science or anybody, or wish any harm to anyone. And so to group them with the same people as the fundamentalists and say that tolerating them and tolerating their views and their beliefs and treating them with the same level of respect as you would give to any normal person regardless of their actual beliefs, to say that is a bad thing and they're all the same is just as bad as the creationists who go out and discriminate against atheists, saying that they are all immoral, horrid, harsh, anti-rights, anti-human, don't care about anyone, sort of people. It's over-tolerance and being polite when we don't need to be that's the problem. People should really learn to, accept more harsh criticisms and, speak up when people, are trying to, be dishonest about them. If someone is throwing bottles at you and punching you in the face, you have no reason to be respectful to that person. You do not need to be respectful to that person because they are showing no respect to you. And it would be against your well-being and be detrimental to yourself to be respectful to that person. And so it more depends on the actions that a person does. I don't respect people just because they believe in a certain religion or they have a certain stance or a political stance. I respect people more for the actions. I've seen people like the Christians I mentioned before do good actions, be honest people, and be fair people with other people, unlike Kirk Cameron and Banana Man Ray Comfort. And so they are worthy of respect. And so I think it's high time that we distinguish between the actions that do deserve respect and the actions that don't. And don't just give or take respect based on a certain belief system, held personally, rather than being invasive to others. This is 960, and I shall see you all on the dark side of the moon. Off and away.